right there.
You're just gonna fillet this sucker right off the bone?
Hey, good evening, everybody. Welcome to Fish Out Northwest, waiting on Tommy Donlin.
This is what you call a bait stop.
Hello and welcome to Fish Out Northwest, waiting on Tommy Donlin. Hey, it's between shows, man. We're back,
dude. It's like I hit or miss with you.
It is just
week.
so. This is a tough month, man. We got so much going on in between these Sportsman shows, the boat show, in and out of studio. But you know what? Tonight, doggone it, we're back. We got a great show lined up. Happy to be here in studio. Happy for you folks to be joining us here, either streaming online or otherwise. So. Yeah, we got a lot of great content to get caught up on here, Tommy.
We do.
And we don't have enough time to get to all of it, but we are gonna do our best to get to what we got on the docket for this evening. Before we get too far along, I want to remind everybody, especially if you're joining us here first time on Root Sports, to take some time, jump over to our social media platforms, and by all means, jump on over to our webpage, www.fishhuntnw.com. There you're going to find our coupon for Edge Rods. FHN20 is your coupon code at checkout. Going to save 20% on all Edge Rods all the time at checkout if they're not already connected to some pre-existing discount or coupon reduced pricing. And you know, you can also do yourself a favor. The Puyallup Sportsman Show was fantastic. The turnout down here at the Northwest Sportsman Show is going to be phenomenal, and Edge is there in force with tons of rods and people. Them Edge rods were blown out the door, Tommy. And the number of Edge hats being worn around the entire facility, unbelievable.
Yeah, well, and on top of that, there was discounts on top of discounts.
Yes, discounts on top of discounts on top of that count and discount. So it was nice to see so much activity at the Edge booth, and for good reason. Best rods in the Northwest, hands down. So, hey, a couple things going on, Tommy. You know, we got some updated fish numbers again. They've bumped the Springer numbers already.
Yeah, it's looking good too.
315,000 now.
Right.
Originally it was 307. Now we're up by 8,000 more fish.
Yeah, and just to put that in comparison, last year's actual return was just shy of 287,000.
Correct.
That's substantial.
So now we got a preseason forecast of 315,000. It's indicated that the season may get as far as April 7th before they shut it down and then reconvene to, you know, see what's getting over the dam and if we can reopen. But those are just some really good numbers going into it. I'm so excited about the opportunity. We're going to get more into that as we get down the road here. But coho numbers are coming in. That Columbia River, Oregon, off the Oregon coast, those numbers are going through the roof.
Yep, definitely.
Some really great looking numbers. One little wah-wah, Area 10 closing.
Yeah, that's not really a surprise though, right?
It's not.
Last year we had to do the same thing. We closed it down, we assessed it, and we actually did reopen it. And the thought this year was, hey, if we move this fishery into February, maybe those fish will get a little bit bigger.
Correct.
Yeah, they didn't.
No, but what they recognized early on already is the problem with our sublegal encounters. We got too high a percentage of impact on the sublegals. Apparently on opening day, according to Nick Kester, who came and saw us at the Puyallup booth, 300 boats on opening day.
Wow.
Already dipped the toe into 1/5 of the sublegal quota.
Yeah.
So we're really like pushing against that pretty hard, and it's going to be an issue. So closing Area 10, reconvene with a meeting with the managers on February 21st, and they're going to decide when they open it on March 1st, is it going to be 4 days a week, 7 days a week? Got to wait and see.
Yeah.
So, all right, before we run out of time here, my friend, let's go ahead and run on down the show. Got a great one lined up for tonight. Trey Carskadon, Director of Public Relations at the Laughlin Trade Shows. We have the Pacific Northwest Sportsman Show up next on the schedule. Trey is going to tell you why you want to be there and why you need to come see us and attend this amazing event. And then we're going to go ahead and roll on out. It's about time. Boggan's Oasis, a recent trip to the Grande Ronde for Matt Messing, Mike Ainsworth, and myself. Steelhead fishing, the weather change, the tough conditions. We're going to show you day one, first half of the show. And then to follow that up, second half of the show, Tommy, we'll get into Boggan's Oasis once again, the Grande Ronde. steelhead fishing. Day 2, did the conditions improve? I guess we'll have to wait and see. But nonetheless, some great scenery and some pretty decent fishing for what we were up against. Oh, hey, did you see this, Tommy? Your current Fish and Wildlife Commission. The spotlight tonight for us, my man, Lorna Smith, one of our favorites, and why you need to support the Washingtonians for Wildlife Conservation. We had Mark Pidgeon on last week, 2 weeks ago actually, to discuss what's going on there. We're going to remind you and show you some things going on specific to a commissioner and just kind of where their head's at.
Right. Just
kind of where her head's at and why we need to support this lawsuit, okay? Then we're going to close out the show with some updates, some info, and shows that are on the horizon and still going. Boat show's still going on. We get into all that towards the end of the show. So don't go anywhere. We're going to jump out for a real quick break. We come back, we're going to have our buddy Trey Carskadon on, talk about this Pacific Northwest Sportsman show going on down there at the Expo Hall just outside of Portland starting next week. We'll be back right here, Fish on Northwest.
Defiance Marine is the one-stop shop for the Pacific Northwest angler. Defiance Marine guarantees the best price on a new and best service on a repower for your current boat. Defiance Marine is a Honda Premier dealership and one of the largest on the West Coast. Defiance Marine is a boat dealer who proudly sells Defiance, Allied, and Arima boats. All boats are built by West Coast fishermen for West Coast fishermen. Defiance Marine has all your boating needs to help you get out on the water.
If you're looking for the best fishing rods in the world, you really do need to take a look at the Edge rods. I designed and built new machinery, and I think this new machinery has enabled us to build blanks like no other company can build without this equipment. There is no other rods in the world that are as good as these rods. You owe it to yourself to take a good look at them.
For more than 90 years, you've entrusted one brand to guide you towards living the lifestyle you've always dreamed of. Now you can entrust affiliated Better Homes and Gardens real estate professional to interpret your needs and help you find the home in which to live your dreams through every stage of your home buying or selling process. And through every stage of your life, there's Better Homes and Gardens real estate. Expect better.
All right, and welcome back here in studio, Dwayne England, Tommy Donlan, and I'm just trying to get through tonight and hope my voice holds out, Tommy. Because,
you used it up
oh my gosh, I had nothing left after the Sportsman show. It was absolutely horrible, but we'll get through this. Hey, I want to introduce our first guest tonight, Trey Carskadon, Director of Public Relations at the O'Laughlin Trade Shows. Been doing it forever, Trey, as long as I've known you. Not to mention all the media background in history that you bring to the table. So, welcome to the show, man. Nice to see you.
Likewise. Thanks for having me, Dwayne.
Absolutely. So, hey, real quick before we jump into the Pacific Northwest show that's coming up here in the next week, quickly, if you can, kind of recap the Washington State show. How do you rate that show? You feel it was a big success this year and much improvement over the last couple of years of what we dealt with?
Yes. Well, of course, we were one of the only companies in the country that was running shows these last couple of years. In fact, in 2021, we were the only ones to run a Sportsman show, and we did both those in Oregon.
Yeah.
So COVID really was hard on the event industry. That was no big surprise, but we weathered the storm and frankly came roaring back this year. The show's at probably about 80%. It's probably more like 60% in terms of space, but we actually adjusted the width of the aisles and did some things with the floor plan. So where we have about 80% of the exhibitors that we had from 2020, which fill upper and lower pavilion, the expo hall, and the showplex, but we were able to pack them into a smaller area. And so the show for us far exceeded our expectations.
Oh, good.
Attendance was phenomenal. And for the exhibitors, I mean, you guys were there. You saw it. It was off the hook. Man.
Yeah,
I
it was
mean,
fantastic.
yeah, people had a great time. They were happy to be out.
Right.
Some of the old features really, played well, like the trout pond. So we are totally revved up for Portland. And before we get to Portland, I just want to say that Boggan's Oasis is a special place in my heart. I spent several days there, and that is a really cool part of the world.
Yeah, absolutely. And we're happy to bring that to people later on tonight. So anyway.
Good for you guys.
So, I mean, obviously, clearly, we had a packed house down in Puyallup at the Washington State Sportsman Show. Dwayne and I had to do a little bit of divide and conquer. I've been up at the Seattle Boat Show, and that's been much of the same. And so it seems like, for the most part, we're back to normal, or even maybe better than our previous normal was. I think people are, have put COVID in the rear view and probably weren't even thinking about it based on the number of people we've seen go through the shows.
Yeah.
What can we expect to see at the Pacific Northwest show in Portland? What are we in line for?
Well, so my three words for Portland are big as back. I mean, it's the second largest sportsman show in the country, largest west of the Mississippi, and this year could very well be the best year for the sportsman show we've ever had. There is so much cool stuff, and it's packed, 325,000 square feet. Fishing and hunting fun. And I mean, it starts with, we've got the largest kayak sale west of the Mississippi at the show this year, with all the major manufacturers have manufacturer booths, and Next Adventure is retailing them, show specials all over the place. If folks are in the market to buy a fishing kayak, the show is definitely the place to do it. We have Camp Eureka, which is a brand new feature at the show, which we partnered with Johnson Outdoors. They're bringing it to us. There's 3 different camp setups: a family camp, an overlanding camp, and a backpacking camp. We think it pairs well nicely with kayak fishing. And all those camps, all of them, or in part, are available for purchase at the show. It's also going to be Instagrammable, so if folks want to go in there, click a pic and post it to Instagram, hashtag Camp Eureka. They'll be entered immediately into a contest to win a gift certificate at Next Adventure.
Nice.
We got the Kids Trout Pond is back. We've got 123 seminars and 6 different seminar theaters that we have planned for the show. It is without a doubt the top seminar series in the country, not only in terms of diversity, but just in pure size. And it's all A-listers, starting with Dwayne England doing his piece on flatlining, downriver fishing, sport fishing.
You might have heard of him. You may have heard of him. Yeah.
Okay. And the list goes on. I mean, Jared Higginbotham talking about fish and spin fish. No better person to do it.
Right.
Herzog on spoon fishing for steelhead. Oh my God,
Yeah.
And it's the whole lineup is like that, and both for fishing and hunting. We have the cheaters, the Toyota promotion, which is called Fistful of Cheaters. Bomac makes them. They use them for salmon and steelhead, and everybody wins. It's free. You sign in. You go. You grab a handful, drop them into a cup. All the ones that go in the cup, you get to keep. If it has a Toyota logo on it, you get another prize, and they're cool prizes. We give out an edge rod every day with that promotion for a win. Also a full camp setup, cooking setup, which is stove and pots and pans and tables and all that. And then there's hundreds of other prizes that go with that promotion. So, I mean, literally dozens of people.
Trey, it sounds like there is a ton of reasons to get down there and participate, spend a day or two, because the venue is so huge that there's way too much going on for one day. Real quickly, folks can purchase tickets online or get reduced coupons online. Is that not correct?
That is correct. Yep, you can purchase them online if you want to avoid lines, because they can be long lines, particularly at the show open. Or you can buy them right there at the show.
Right.
There's just available online.
Where do people go online to get the tickets or the reduced coupons for tickets?
thesportshows.com.
Gotcha. Okay, we're up against a hard break, buddy. This we never have enough time. It always goes too fast. Looking forward to seeing you down there. Thanks for the plug on my seminar. Looking forward to doing that for a second time. And we appreciate all you do. I know it's a ton of work. You guys do a fantastic job, and we are excited to be back down there in Portland.
Looking forward to seeing everybody out there. It's going to be a ton of fun. Big is back.
Fantastic.
Thanks,
Big is back. All right, have a good evening, buddy. We'll talk to you soon. Trey Carskadon, Director of Public Relations, Laughlin Group Trade Shows, and we are excited to be back down there, and Tommy and I will get more into that later on as we get into the show. Okay, don't go anywhere. We're going to jump out for a quick break. We come back, day one, Boggan's Oasis, out on the Grande Ronde, steelhead fishing in some tougher conditions, but we found a few. We'll be back right here after this break, right here, Fish on Northwest.
Allied, the new leader in heavy gauge aluminum boats. Allied boats have standard reverse chine and lifting rakes to help you plane faster and run at lower RPMs. Allied boats have several models to choose from, ranging from a 19-foot Mustang all the way up to a 32-foot Liberator. So regardless of what type of heavy gauge aluminum boats you are looking for, Allied Boats will have it for you. Contact Allied Boats today to learn more about these incredible fishing machines.
New days, new beginnings, new friends, new loves, new dreams, new goals, new scenery, new job. No matter what the next chapter holds, Better Homes and Gardens Real Estate will be there to help you find the new that's right for your lifestyle at any stage of your life. Better Homes and Gardens Real Estate.
Hey guys, welcome to another Fish Hunt Northwest out here on the water. Got my buddy Mike Ainsworth and I hitting the water. Matt's behind the camera, and Louis Villagomez.
Yeah.
Newly acquired ownership here at Boggan's Oasis on the Grande Ronde. And I got to tell you, man, first time Mike and I are going to actually fish this river.
Yeah.
Huh? Now we're looking at it. It's up a little bit.
Yeah.
A little dirty, right?
Yep.
But there's fish here.
There's definitely fish, yeah.
All right. Well, a little bit of dirty water. We got some bait. We got some scent. We got some plugs. Let's go get it done.
I think we'll hook something.
Okay, we're gonna hook something.
Thing.
Go do this, yeah.
Is this a 60-inch bottom on this thing?
Yes.
Yeah, mine's
For a short boat?
Mine's 62, so my new one being built. Not super deep, but we're going to be sure the top below this is where it's going to be life and braid. Now what line do you guys use for braid? Power Pro?
yet.
Hey, you do. On the water. I know.
Yeah. I put a little crawfish oil on there. Cute little guy. Look at that little snaky bugger. Well, there you go. First Grande Ronde Steelhead. Not a monster, but you know, he might have been pecking at my earlier presentation because it was kind of moving sideways in the drift there. But all right, this little dude, back in the water. There he goes. That water's cold. Hey, first one in dirty water. I like it. We'll take it.
There's like soft water. Fire red. Like Star Wars movie with all blood red. Oh yeah, it looks like it. Dude, I told you we were gonna go right here.
Well, that's nice fish. That's a dandy.
Good work for him, this dirty water.
Yeah.
You know, hard work pays off, right? Let you go.
Look how, ooh, that's a big one.
Here's Grande Ronde Steelhead.
Big one.
We didn't stop fishing. We're like, yeah, we're gonna get something there. What am I gonna say? Yeah, that's
That's a beauty, Mike.
so much for the smaller fish downstream, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah. Woo! Grande Ronde beauty right there.
You're so pretty, huh?
Yeah, the color is phenomenal.
Hatchery in. Let her do her thing, huh?
Little nub on the top of her.
Yeah, little nub there. Strong, ready to go.
There we go.
Dude, that's not normal for this time of year. Yeah, those fish are way bigger than usual, you know?
Good.
So it's pretty cool.
All right, I'm okay with bigger.
Dude, that was
Think
awesome.
bigger.
We knew, hey, we knew we were gonna get that one.
It just looks super fishy. I mean, this is a traditional classic, just steelhead run.
Oh man.
I mean, look it up in the dictionary. You probably see a picture of it.
So, Lewis, hey man, so we're down here at the bottom end.
Yeah.
Look at the water now compared to this morning or the first half of the day. It was brown, man. It was stained. We had a couple feet of visibility.
Yeah.
And we covered a lot of water today.
Yeah, 8 miles. And
Some of these stretches are pretty wide.
they're big.
Right?
They're bigger, yeah.
And so we're really hunting and pecking when you only got a couple of things you're dragging and trying to locate those fish and fishing off the seams and the, you know, around the structure and whatnot. You're still hunting and pecking.
Yeah, oh yeah.
How will, tomorrow morning we're gonna do short float up top, smaller water?
A little smaller, a little tighter, some white spots, but more pocket water.
Yeah, okay.
You know, the water is, well, it's still up high.
Yeah.
So we'll just have to see. But I mean, up top, there's a lot of good water to hit on the edge. And,
Yeah.
And like I said, I think we'll see how those guys did. And
Yeah.
after that, kind of pick and choose where we go tomorrow.
Yeah, pick some pockets. We'll be, you know, again, bobber dogging and some vertical presentation, double rigs, use some bait where we can, and
Be center pinning tomorrow.
I'm going to be center pinning tomorrow. Beady Boy is going to be center pinning. This is going to be great. All right, let's roll on down here, get the boat on the trailer, and do it again tomorrow morning.
Yeah.
Right on.
Contract Security Service provides day-to-day peace of mind as they protect people and property. Here at Phoenix, we provide service for multiple state and federal contracts with services ranging from uniform, patrol, alarm monitoring, canine detection, executive protection, as well as investigative work. Recruiting highly qualified officers is the first step in building a strong team. If you are prior military or law enforcement, go to www.phoenixprotectivecorps.com and apply today.
Sportco, an outdoor emporium, is the largest local outfitter in the Northwest since 1975, providing thousands of people affordable outdoor gear. This summer, make your next outdoor adventure more affordable by shopping at our warehouse-style pricing. We are a local Scotty dealer, offering sales, service, and repair. Located in Fife and Seattle, come visit us today. The outdoors await you.
Yep, for sure. Oh yeah, big fish. Yeah, buddy. Nice fish. Oh, beauty. Gorgeous fish.
Bobby's on the board.
We got a good one.
Oh, yeah. Oh, no, geez, come on.
Nice fish. Nice fish.
All right, welcome back here in studio. What'd you think about that out there in the water with Ainsworth and Lewis?
Always a good time with those guys.
Yeah.
It's really, you know, I kind of picked up in the video that you were a little winded after that first fish.
Did you see the size of that steelhead?
Thing was massive.
I was a bit taken aback. I was like, wow, 8-hour drive and look at this monster, huh? I thought, well, Tommy's going to look at this and go, look at him out there in God's country catching halibut.
Catching halibut bait, yeah, for sure, for sure.
You know, that's a destination fishery, man. I mean, look at the scenery around us. And you've hardly even got a taste of it here. We're going to get a little deeper into the show here. We're going to show you day 2, another portion of that float. But that day, that's a good 8 miles or so through that canyon. Mm-hmm. It's amazing.
It looks absolutely beautiful.
Sheep everywhere, deer everywhere.
Yeah.
It's just, I mean...
You can't beat that for scenery.
You almost think you have unplugged from Washington State and gone elsewhere. You think you're in Montana or Idaho, something like that. Of course, you're right there at the border. Yeah. I mean, you're literally at the corner of the state. You know, Idaho and Oregon are right there. So it is a different kind of fishery, but well worth the time. So we are going to let you enjoy the second part of this Boggan's Oasis Grande Ronde Steelhead Fishing Day 2. Coming up. That's going to do it for us here on the first half of the show here on Root Sports. Don't go anywhere. Second half of the show coming up right after this break.
Hey guys, I'm Big Mike. Come on down to the Edge Pro Shop and see me. We've got all the best brands under one roof. We've got Hawken, Pro Cure, Short Bus, Pro Troll, Yakima Bait, Get 'em Dry Jigs, Northwest Bait Scent, Daiwa Reels, North Fork Lures, North Wild, Brad's, Superfly, Rocky Mountain Tackle, and of course, the greatest rods ever built, Edge Rods.
right, well, here we go. Day 2, morning 2.
Yeehaw.
Huh? What do you think of the river this morning?
It's better. It's definitely a little better.
I mean, still a little
Mike's
stained, but yeah, I like
Mike's
it.
excited.
Well, we watched it clean up yesterday as we progressed throughout the morning, and now, you know, it's looking pretty good. Now, what do we got? 4.5, 5 miles?
About 4.5.
Okay, a little shorter float this morning, so we get on the road to get to home. But between here and the takeout, we got some fish to go get. So
yeah, let's go get them.
Let's have. All right, let's do it.
When I go to Idaho, that's what I would wear, just with a pair of these mountain hardware pants that were like synthetic material, so they dry super quick.
Right. Oh, is my bag in here?
Which one?
My fish bag? Oh
Yeah.
Okay, right there.
The little one? Yeah.
Right there.
You take care of
You're over there putting your makeup on and
walking in there.
It's a good kind of flooded. This river averages 11 to 15 for about 4 months.
11 to 15 feet.
Yeah.
You got the river with you. You filled the river open.
I'm finding it.
There you are.
One of these times it's going to be a fish.
Oh, yeah. I had a little bump over here.
So it's kind of funny. It's shallower off the bank than it is
Yeah.
along the wall.
Interesting.
Yeah.
A little shallow, but right here, right where it was going, it drops way off. Perfect.
Nothing on the jig, it goes on the beach again. Is this stick again?
Took the orange.
Yeah?
Was it one of mine or yours?
Mine.
Mine
this time. That's a heavier fish right there.
Yeah, it's good.
I'm gonna come around the right side here. He is, he or she.
Yeah.
There's definitely a little more width than the gal we got yesterday.
Yeah. We're off to an earlier start too. Huh?
I don't want to come out of that.
Nice little piece of soft water right here.
Yeah.
Cut in bank. I like it.
Not ready. Yeah.
Oh.
The rod's a little light, Mike.
That's all right.
Just gonna milk this for a little while. Don't you guys wear any
So this should be embarrassing for you, Mike.
We're not going anywhere.
There.
Look at that. Woo!
Beauty.
Heck yeah.
Sweet. Man, these.
And they're amazing creatures.
Yeah, I just love the color.
Oh yeah.
A little different from the coastal chrome, but that's
Yeah.
right.
Yeah, but you know, this is what we're here for.
Yeah.
Definitely a bigger fish.
Yeah.
Nice big fish.
Working
Look
our
how
way up
strong that fish was.
Oh yeah?
You know, and he even went back down that current.
multiple times.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That
Tough.
was awesome.
I always had the idea that these fish were going to be a little tired.
Yeah.
But he's ready.
Woo! This one looks cool as well.
Well, if
There's a bucket right here.
If the stand here could like rotate.
What was that? What was that?
Well, he's like,
What? Please pass the information to the entire company, please.
Did you get a hot tip?
well, you're talking. I'm listening.
Isolated emails going out up there. Specific employee group.
Encrypted emails?
Well, Mike Ainsworth, once again, employee of the month. How did that happen? I don't know. Insider trading? What the?
He was whispering it too.
I know. He's like the bead whisperer.
Thanks, buddy.
The bird'll do. The bird'll do. That's all I can say, though. I tell too much.
Tell too much. Back to bite.
Still got that jig on there, bro?
No, I'm running a double D.
Oh, okay.
I'm dragging. Whoa! What? On the jig?
Yeah. You jigging up on there?
I was looking at my reel. I was like, oh.
You got it?
Ooh, that's a quick little trommer.
You get the net, Lewis. Why wouldn't it be? We got so much stuff in this boat.
Go hide. Find himself a place to hide. Yeah, right into the boat. Wow. Boom. Nice. Good wild. That'll work.
It's a wild, yeah.
There you go.
You missed the time.
We're in the country here, so I said Bogey is. That's a gorgeous fish. That is a pretty fish. Look at that thing. You gonna lose it out of the net?
All right. These guys. Yeah, look at that thing. So pretty.
How many wilds have you been catching out here?
Up here, a little few more.
Really?
Last few days, it's been a lot more than lately. So
Yeah.
I think everybody caught the hatchery fish. Now these fish are finally starting to.
Was your jig tipped with prawn?
It was tipped with prawn.
Okay.
And yeah, it's a little buggy jig that I like to use here.
Yeah, it's a good looking jig.
Yeah.
Good color.
And these wild fish, I mean, they're not little.
No.
They're not that little, you know?
No, just love the coloring. These fish are like nothing else.
So.
All right. I like it.
All right, you guys ready for release? God, that's a pretty fish. Hell yeah.
Take that. Yeah, buddy.
Woo!
Well, Lewis?
Yeah.
What do you think, man? 2 days. This was supposed to be a morning flow. We're supposed to get on the road, but we stretched 4.5 miles out to be like an 8-mile day.
Yeah.
A lot of good looking water to pick apart.
Yeah.
The whole run.
The whole run.
The whole run.
Lots of good water. And boy, stark contrast to the water, what we started off with yesterday morning and what we finished with today.
Yeah.
Doubled our visibility.
Oh yeah.
1.5 foot yesterday morning, maybe a foot in some areas, and a good 3 feet now.
Oh yeah.
But as you said when we got into this thing, we're kind of right at that in-between point on your runs here, right?
Yeah, we're right up the end of the first tail of the upriver fish. So now it's the fish going to cottonwood. So it's usually a February, March thing. So
yeah. All right, we'll have to come back, Mike.
You know, we got.
Timing is everything.
Timing's everything.
We got a couple bigger fish though, which was good.
Yep.
You know, those upriver fish are a little bigger. So
yeah.
Yeah.
Well, look, we can't thank you enough. You asked us to come on over, give us the invite, staying at the cabins here, which you guys have seen. And just a great place to come, unplug, get out of the wet side over there with what's going on with all that rain, and you know, some just unbelievable scenery.
Yeah.
I mean, amazing. Pretty cool to fish.
Wildlife.
Oh my gosh. There's some rams right behind this hill right here, right now. So, yeah, it was awesome, dude.
Yeah, thanks,
you know what?
Thanks for coming.
Well worth the drive.
Oh yeah.
Highly recommend it. So we'll be back. We'll be back.
If you've never been, got to do it.
Got to do it. So.
All right, that'll do it for us out here on the water. We're going to jump out for a quick break. We'll be back in studio right after this.
All Defiance boats are built without any structural wood materials. That is why all boats are backed with a lifetime warranty. All Defiance boats come standard with large fish boxes that are fully insulated so that you can ice your fish properly all day. All Defiance boats are foam flotation filled and unsinkable for the ultimate in safety while fishing offshore. Before you buy any boat, stop by or call Defiance Boats today to ensure you are getting the very best glass boat your money can buy. Cutbacks in funding and fewer law enforcement resources are affecting our businesses and communities. If your business is feeling the effects, Phoenix Protective may be the solution you are looking for. They offer security solutions customized to meet your needs. From remote video monitoring in their 24-hour control center to a proactive, experienced security professional on site, Phoenix Protective has over 20 years experience in ensuring the safety of their customers. Team members are highly trained and proactive, giving them the ability to adjust to the changing needs of their customers. Customers choose to work with Phoenix Protective because they provide the next level in security support to industries such as schools, hospitals, transit, and utilities. For a security assessment to see how Phoenix Protective can help you and your business, visit their website at www.phoenixprotectivecorps.com and select Contact.
All right, welcome back here in studio. Hopefully you guys were able to sit back and enjoy that. Tommy, just kind of a little bit of, look at what goes on in other parts of our state. We're accustomed to what these rivers look like over here on the west side, the coast, the south coast here in our backyard, rivers I've had you on.
Right.
You get over there, man, it's a different environment.
It looks nothing like here.
It looks nothing like here.
And those steelhead, man, they had some rosy red on them.
And they're pretty
beautiful
fish. They've gone a long ways, 400 something miles to get up in there, and it's a destination fishery. You just don't kind of stumble into it. You literally have to drive down a pretty steep canyon, windy road to get there. And
you just got to be careful who you go with. They might be dealing in insider trading, it looks like.
A little something going on there. Not sure what the information flow was, but it was one-dimensional. It was like A to B.
I know. It was kind of, by the video, I almost didn't recognize the guy because he had a hell of a mop on his face. That was Ainsworth.
That was Ainsworth. Yes, it was. Matt Messing behind the camera doing a fantastic job. Much more to come in the future with more fisheries and things that we're out there conquering. So looking forward to going back. We're going to go back in March. Going to be completely different conditions. Water will probably be up because we're getting the front edge of that snow melt, but the clarity should be much more conducive to finding fish.
Beautiful. So
we're excited to get back over there. So looking forward to that. In the meantime, Tommy, we do have a number of things going on in and around us constantly, even though we're so busy at times trying to get out on the water, not just to create content, but to enjoy truly what it is you and I are passionate about. And then aside from that, we've been, tasked with these sportsman shows and the boat show, and it just kind of puts us on a different burner, so to speak. There are things going on we're trying to keep tabs on. And we have a lot of catching up to do on some of these topics when we find ourselves back in here week after week coming up, right?
Yeah.
One thing that kind of landed on the radar, matter of fact, I received a phone call from a gentleman the other morning, just random, from the east side of the state, who follows us on the show. And he was concerned because I had put a post out on our Facebook page here recently that kind of highlighted an email response from Commissioner Lorna Smith, her response to an individual who had emailed on behalf of his position, observation of the current makeup of the commission. Like many of us, he was concerned in how the commission is currently structured and or stacked, so to speak, right?
Yep.
Not exactly in favor to us who enjoy to recreate hunting and fishing.
That's right.
So his line of questioning was directed at the commission, and I think more so to Lorna Smith. She responded with an email.
She did. She put it in writing.
That email has been sent around. I actually received it from a close friend of ours who has some history working here in Olympia. Okay. Lorna Smith recently sent an email in response to an individual who took the time to write into Fish and Wildlife Commission. Her response is concerning.
It is very concerning. She mentioned some things in here that are, quite frankly, not legal. And you would think that somebody that's appointed to commission that holds that position of power, you would think that they would understand what the mission of the commission is.
First of all,
right?
yes.
First and foremost,
Yeah.
they would know all the laws, they know the codes, they know all the WACs.
Right.
And just to remind folks, part of that mission for the commission is to perpetuate fish and wildlife. Okay?
Correct, yeah.
For both
Yes.
recreational and commercial opportunities.
100%,
right?
yes.
And it's very telling in this email that the way she responds, that she's contradicting herself, right? Because she's not following the mission.
Right.
Right? The things that she's done to date, the way she's, proposed policy doesn't perpetuate opportunities. It, in fact, if anything, it takes them away, and it also reduces certain wildlife populations. Example, Blues Mountain elk.
Yeah. And so let's kind of take a look at, we're not going to read the whole email, but there's a few things that kind of stand out, okay? Initially, in her response, in reply to your recent email concerning the lack of sportsmen's representation on the commission, which is a concern for a lot of us, lack of representation for sportsmen and women on the commission, and the commission being swayed by the minority, I urge you to read through the WDFW 25-year strategic plan, which clearly states that the department and commission represent and work for all Washington residents and not just the minority who hunt and fish. Okay, I can get that, but she goes on to say, we know that 6.2 million residents who do not hunt and fish also expect us to protect and recover imperiled species and habitats to ensure that fish and wildlife are provided sound stewardship. Now, if you're managing our hunting and fishing through conservation, you're checking all the boxes.
Right. Yeah, you are.
For the 6.2 million, those of us in the state that don't participate, you're still taking care of them as well, because you're managing our resources based on a conservation model, the North American conservation model. When you want to start skipping down the road of preservation, from a zookeeper's perspective,
and only picking the species that you want to preserve.
Yes.
Right.
Yeah. Now you are completely catering to the 6.2 million that don't fish and hunt.
Right.
Okay.
Now here's the other thing. She goes on to say at the end of the note, although we don't actively hunt and fish, no surprise, right?
Right, yes.
No kidding. We endorse both pastimes, and our freezer is always generously stocked with fish, crab, and venison that our neighbors and family generously supply when their harvest is more than they can consume. We operate on the barter system here in our neighborhood, right? So let's focus in on that for a second. All right. That word right there, barter, it is absolutely illegal. You cannot barter the fish or game that you harvest for anything.
Yeah.
You cannot. That is not allowed. It's not legal. We got a couple whacks here that get into that.
So an example of barter would be like, okay,
you're going to wash my car.
I'm going to give you a fillet of salmon.
That's right.
Right?
Yep.
Look, you show up here every Thursday when we're able to get together.
Right. I'm going to pay you in coconut.
We do the show.
Yeah.
We 90% of the time are dining off of something that we have harvested.
Right.
Shing does an amazing job. We talk about the meals here all the time. I have no expectation when you sit down at my table and we enjoy salmon or whatever it is that we have acquired through our efforts to say, Tommy, you can eat this salmon tonight as we did this evening, but you're going to wash my truck.
Right.
And you're going to go, yeah, you bet, right?
Yeah.
In other words, there's no exchange or expectation of exchange.
Yep.
Albeit, not, if it's not monetary, it can't even be for like, hey, I'll help you move. It can't be anything, right?
Right.
There's no discussed agreement or exchange that would fall under the category of barter. It's illegal.
And especially in her position of power within the commission, of all the people that should know that that's not allowed, she should definitely be one of them. The other thing that I found about this statement is it's extremely hypocritical, right? At the same time in the policy making that you've done, you are reducing the opportunity, but yet at the same time, your neighbors are showing up and they're giving you free meat.
Or family. Yeah. And we enjoy in partaking in that.
Right.
But we're going to cater to the entire state.
Yeah.
We're actually going to cater to the 6.2. And for those that hunt and fish, we're going to kind of control your opportunity activity. It's listed right here. It was pointed out to me from a good friend in great standing who works with enforcement that commissioners persons who take a seat on the commission are to be held accountable for their actions and their words. And if you're putting that out there in an email that's been spread out there in public, it's there hitting you in the face in what you chose to use in your words and type and send to persons. And it goes against to a couple different WACs, Washington Code, and it's pointed out here, taking or possessing the same and not for sale or barter under WAC 220, 300, 170, and then under WAC 220, 200, 110. It is unlawful to offer or sell, purchase or barter edible parts of wild animals and game birds. Purchase or barter, and it goes on throughout that WAC to say sell or barter. And it points it out multiple times, right? So for her to just kind of throw that in willy-nilly in her email, acting like, oh, this is funny because we actually do enjoy partaking. And she goes on in there to say, hey, usually when we're out either hiking or on the boat, we have our binoculars or cameras. Hey, that's great. If you want to be a bird watcher and take pictures, cool. That's all fine and great. But don't jeopardize our opportunity as you sit there on your high horse in the commission and go down this road of preservation and cater to your demographic of folks that support you. And we all know what type of persons they are. And then want to throw it in there just kind of like in our face that you enjoy partaking in wild fish and game. And that you utilize a barter system to achieve the opportunity to partake in fish and game. That is just a disservice to everything we stand for.
And it just, I go back, it's in addition to that, it's the hypocrisy, right? To look at the Blues Mountain elk that should have an objective up around 6,000, and to know that it's around 3,600 or less, to have an out-of-control predation problem from cougars, and to not know the rate at which that population of elk is declining. And then just to blatantly make the statement, oh, well, we should just make the objective smaller.
Lower the objective.
Right. Now, doesn't that go against what you just put in the email? Because what you just put in the email is I got to watch out. I got to watch out for my 6.2 million residents that don't hunt and fish. Well, don't they want to enjoy those elk as well? Through some exchange or barter system that apparently goes on that we don't know about.
It's just like you said, the hypocrisy, right? And so we bring this to everyone's attention because a couple weeks ago we had Mark Pigeon on, president of Washingtonians for Wildlife Conservation. And he made it known. And by the way, their booth at the Washington Sportsman Show was extremely busy. And a lot of folks came up to me in our booth. We're talking about the lawsuit. And I got to tip my cap to you young guys. You're late 20-somethings, young 30-somethings, coming to our booth to talk to me specifically about some of these issues. That gets me fired up, Tommy. Because
there's a future.
We have a lot of folks in our demographic, 40s, mid-40s.
Wait. What do you mean our demographic?
Young 40s,
I'm not in my 40s.
You might as well be.
No.
Young 40s, late 30s, young 40s, mid 40s, 50s, mid 50s. They like to follow this stuff. They like to understand what's going on. Now I have mid 20s to young 30-year-olds coming to the booth to literally sit down and have these conversations, which is important. If we can reach you guys and we can get you on board to understand the importance of this stuff, along with, there's a lot of guys going out shooting video of fishing and how-tos, and we enjoy doing that as well. That's what this is all about. But
it's got to be balanced.
At the end of the day, yes, thank you. It needs to be balanced, and we need to find a way to reach the next generations coming up. And some of this stuff is important, and I really appreciate the fact you guys are paying attention. As we move forward, get on board, support. Go to, give me the website, Tommy.
Yeah. So one way to find it is Google Washingtonians for Wildlife Conservation. Okay, you can Google it, or the website is www.w4wc.org.
Correct. And you can find information about the pending lawsuit. They are going after Governor Inslee for his inappropriate practices and how he is selecting persons to be on the commission. And, Lorna Smith is a prime example of that demographic or fitting within the model of the types of person he seeks to put into those positions. We need equals representation. She starts her email off to kind of leverage onto that, but there's no way, shape, or form that there's equal representation. No. And so we bring this to your attention this evening to simply say, here's the hypocrisy that's going on out there. And it's not going to get any better. And we need to support the forward movement of this lawsuit. Get on board and support it in any way you can, financially or otherwise, just to show solidarity amongst our user groups and our folks that like to partake in all this stuff. Because if we don't fight for it, it's going to go away.
That's right.
So
we need to continue writing letters.
Absolutely.
Getting the message through.
Contact your state legislators, contact your representatives, senators. Let them hear you to let them know that this stuff is important to us and to you, and this is how we get stuff done. So, all right, we are going to jump out for a quick break. We come back. A list of things to get through, some things that down the road here, topics that you and I are going to discuss in this very studio, and a few points of reference, things coming up over the next week or so that you're definitely going to hear. Don't go anywhere. A couple minute break. We'll be back right here at Fish Hunt Northwest.
A Northwest favorite for almost 40 years, Arima boats are manufactured with pride in Bremerton, Washington. All Arima boats are built without any structural wood materials. That is why Arima boats are backed with a lifetime warranty. Arima can offer every boat with Honda outboard packages so that you can take advantage of the reliability and 5-year top-to-prop warranty from your Honda outboard. Call or stop by Arima boats today and let them help you get into your very next boat.
If you're looking for the best fishing rods in the world, you really do need to take a look at the Edge rods. I designed and built new machinery, and I think this new machinery has enabled us to build blanks like no other company could build without this equipment. There is no other rods in the world that are as good as these rods. You owe it to yourself to take a good look at them.
All right, welcome back here in studio as we wind down the show. Tell me, like I said, we've been kind of busy, kind of in and out, trying to, we're just
show season.
It's show season, lots still going on. Legislative session is in, there are bills flying, left and right. I'm trying to keep up on social media and reading up on things and seeing what's relevant, what's kind of a waste of time. But there's some things happening. And one thing that we're going to bring to the show here in the next few weeks, I've been playing phone tag with Chase Gunnell and some folks at WDFW. I think we're going to get Nate Pamplin on and possibly a marine biologist. There's a lens on the pinniped predation problem in Puget Sound. Okay, we really want to get that information on the show and talk about it. NOAA now has weighed in. Biologists. If you think back a couple of years ago, we were talking about in Inslee's budget several $1 million for more research on pinniped predation, and we were kind of like, oh my God, more research.
How much more research do you need?
Yes, they've spent the money, they've done the research, they have the data, NOAA's weighed in, there's progression. We want to kind of package that all up, talk about what the future holds, and how to control the out-of-control predation in Puget Sound. I think the information is going to be compelling, and you guys are going to want to hear this as we move forward, because we're finally getting some forward movement on it, I think.
Yeah, good. It's about time.
Yep.
I think, 3 rednecks and a couple 300 Winnemegs will probably get the job done.
More than likely.
All right, so we got, there's more coming down the pipe as well, right? There's a lot going on, and we haven't even gotten into north of Falcon yet.
Oh my gosh.
So here's the next question. Will Olympic Peninsula Coastal Steelhead, wild steelhead, receive an ESA listing? Okay.
Yep.
Super hot topic. I would say our friends, but they're definitely not our friends at Wild Fish Conservancy, have brought this petition forth, and it actually has been accepted by NOAA. Okay, so they're gonna receive the petition.
Yep.
They're gonna go through the process. It's a long flow process. We're gonna get into this as this kind of goes through that flow and bring it to you and kind of explain step by step what's going on.
Yeah, because it's pretty involved. There's a number, like anything else, it's got a series of check boxes, and it has to kind of progress on through. And Will it land there? There's a lot of persons that say it should. There's a whole bunch of folks that say it's oversight. It's not needed. The way we're managing fisheries right now, let's continue to go down that path and kind of see where we land. But again, thanks for bringing that up. We'll see where it goes, and we're going to continue to bring that to you. Wolf management is on the mind of many. It is one that it's just constantly like this, right? And we probably discuss it multiple times throughout a year as it ebbs and flows. But as the ongoing discussion continues, as of late, House Bill 1698 from Representative Joel Kretz, Republican, would establish a procedure for WDFW and counties and local tribes to manage wolves as if they were delisted at the state level. Now, this is a key change in introducing this bill and trying to get it reworded as such. The state endangered species protection when certain population benchmarks are reached locally and across Washington. So the northeast quadrant of the state has been, a hotbed of wolf activity for years, and they constantly are waiting for the
de-enlistment of the wolves.
But it has the 3 recognized zones all have to be up to a certain level.
Right, before you can take action against one.
And the wolves just are not migrating to those other areas, respectively, as fast as the initial plan called for.
They like the upper Hamptons, right?
They do.
They want to reside in that zone.
The management plan was introduced in 2011. The timestamp on that thing, I remember when we had Lorna Smith in here talking about the wolf management plan and the strategy, was by 2021, like a 10-year window. They were pretty convinced these wolves, because it's all based on food availability, and then wolves do tend to migrate and go look for food. So they figured based on abundance and pack size, wolves would get pushed out. They get on the North Cascade, they get down to the south. And it's been a slow migration, and in the meantime, the Northeast is just getting pummeled.
And there's large population of white-tailed deer over there.
There is.
There's mule deer population over there. And then on top of that, you got plenty of farmers and ranchers too, right?
So Kretz, that's his area over there. I am hopeful in getting him on the show. I want to hear from the man himself. Get Representative Kretz here on the show, either in studio or even via Zoom. But we're going to have that discussion on what this bill looks like, how it's drafted, what it means if it is to get bipartisan support and pass through, and eventually was to sign it off. We'll see. So good things to come in that regard, and I always am encouraged when we see a proactive approach to wolf management versus just letting them, regulate themselves.
Right. No, absolutely.
So we'll see where that goes.
And then among other things, we're going to finish strong at the boat show.
We got 2 days. We got
tomorrow and Saturday.
Yep.
Tomorrow I'd give my last seminar. It's going to be a good one, and it's on everything saltwater in Washington State. All the opportunities, month by month, going through, giving insight into every single one. And the thing I like about this seminar is it's for the family. It covers absolutely every user group of the saltwater. So
perfect. 7 p.m.
It's going to be a good one. And then I think I'm going to take Junior to the boat show on Saturday.
Are you really?
Take the family out. Get him on boats. He freaks out every time he sees a boat, so he's going to be all over it.
He's got a few to look at, 700 boats or something like that. Oh my gosh!
The seminar series has just been phenomenal at the boat show. Mike Surtick's given a couple seminars. And Mike's, being our Ray Marine rep for the West Coast, right, and covering really from Alaska all the way down to California, he knows this equipment like at the back of his hand. So for him to give a seminar and then be able to go into detail about the transducer and the channels in the chirp module and how the machine operates, right, it's really phenomenal. And then to pair that with giant king salmon that he and his dad are catching, right? So
he's one of those guys where I don't care who sits in the audience, you ask a question, you'll never get from Mike Surtick, let me get back to you on that.
Right.
No, I'll have to circle back on that, right? He's like, no, here it is right here. Boom, off the top of my head. The guy is a whip.
Now, the cool thing they're doing at the boat show, too, is they are recording every seminar.
Right.
And so if you wanted to go and watch every single one, you can buy that digital package deal and see them all. At your leisure.
It's good for 3 months or something. You have access to that for about 3 months to go back and review as many times as you want. all those seminars. So your final one is tomorrow. Matt Messing and I will be at the boat show tomorrow. We're going to spend a good amount of time there and grab some seafood while we're up north. Why not? And just make it a day. We're so busy at the Sportsman show last week, didn't have time to go. So finally get that in. One day at the boat show, enjoy that, and then we're off to Portland next week. Oh yeah, so Pacific Northwest Sportsman Show, as we spoke of at the start of the show with guest Trey Carskadon, we will be there, FHN booth 251 in kind of the main fishing building. I think it's building E, way down there at the end. Booth space 251. We will be there every day, all day. Shing has done an amazing job. If you saw our booth in Puyallup, people were walking in that thing, Tommy, going, oh my gosh, this is like a small store. And it really was. And I want to thank everybody who came by and spent some time at the booth and spent some hard-earned money and bought our stuff. So many people wearing our stuff there at the show, Tommy. It was fantastic. And buying Jordan's jigs, Jingling Jigs, he almost sold out. People buying all his jigs. He was tying them as fast as he could keep up there at the table at the show. It was fantastic. So Puyallup show was a huge success. So many of you were asking for us to please put our full hour up on Root Sports. So we're going to start working on that. We're going to get through Portland, and I'll try to get with programming director there at Root Sports, see if we can't get the entire 1 hour show up on Root Sports on the weekends. How great would that be?
That would be awesome.
So we'll continue to work on that. You continue to send Root Sports emails asking for Fish on Northwest to be up for a full hour on Root Sports, and we appreciate that support. But my seminar is 5 p.m. on Saturday, I believe Blue Theater, flatlining, downriggers, and planer boards for trophy kokanee and triploids. Pretty good success for first time unveiling that. I just kind of threw it together. It's like, here you go. I'm making a few tweaks, a few modifications. Going to show a little more example on how you send stuff down the line and set all that up right there for you to watch. It'll be a great seminar, bringing all the toys in the presentation. Hopefully you have time to swing on there and watch it. I think you'll enjoy it and take away some info that you can definitely use. So we will be there, Portland, booth space 251, down there in Portland at the Expo Hall for the week. Tommy, boat show tomorrow night, 7 p.m.
That's
your
right.
seminar, the final one.
That's right.
Yeah, looking forward to that. I believe Matt and I will be there heckling you.
Perfect.
So, and if I can get through the entire next week and not lose my voice entirely, we'll be lucky. So, I want to thank everybody for tuning in tonight. Got any final words?
Hey, man. Tight lines.
Yeah, there you go. There you go. Always a pleasure to jump in studio here and get caught up with everybody. Appreciate everybody dialing in tonight. Had a great time. We will see you in 2 weeks here back in studio. No show next week live, as we'll be down at the Expo Hall for the Sportsman Show. So 2 weeks, we'll be back here in studio live. Until then, get out. Have a great time. See you down in Portland. See you at the boat show. Enjoy your time and be safe.